thecodelearners.com. In this video we will learn how to insert before and insert after HTML element using insert before method. So here is an example. I have a select node which is a select box which consists of list of items added, and below that there is a text field where I will be entering some information. Currently I will enter wake up at 5 a.m. and click on append after. So you can see that wake up at 5 a.m. is already added. Now the same thing is displayed within the select box. I will change my text to something different. Let's say go to gym. So now I will click on append after. You can see that the new text is added after wake up at 5 a.m. and the same thing is refreshed in the select box. I will also add another text, but before go to the gym. So this time I will name it as keep your bed clean. I will select the element to be added before and click on append before. Now you can see that keep bed clean is added before go to gym. So this is what we'll be learning. Now we will first learn how to use insert before method in JavaScript. I have created a simple example where there is a input field and add button. Now we will go to inspect element. Within the HTML you can see there is a UL tag with ID to do -list. I will add some contents inside input field and hit add list button. You can see the new element is added within a to-do list element. I will also add another information, another text field like pick up John from school. And this will be added before go for shopping. We will learn how to use this with a simple example. So now I will create a new HTML page, insert before.html. Here I will create HTML tag. So the first thing is I will create a text field. And create a button to insert the newly created element. I will give the name to button as add list and create an event listener on click and give it a name as add element. To display the list of items, I will create a unordered list and give it an ID as to do -list. Now we will be working on JavaScript side. I will create a variable and I will name it as to do list. Now I will create the function that will append data into the to-do list. I will start by creating a new element using document.create document create element method, and I will specify the element name. By this it will return me the element node, and I will add HTML within that element. The HTML content will be from the input field I have used on the top. So now I need a reference element to tell before which element I have to add that. For this I will use the to-do list and and call the children property. The children property returns me the array of direct childrens within the particular element. If it is empty, then it will return me undefined. Now I will use the insert before method on to-do list, and the first parameter will be the new element that needs to be inserted. Here it is li, and the second parameter is the reference element. So now I will save this and go to Chrome. I will open up my inspect element. Now I will add some contents within the text box. So I have a error in console, let us see. So cannot read the property value of null. Oh, I made a mistake here. I have not given ID in the text field. I will change that. I will change the name to ID. Now I will refresh and try again. So this time it worked. I will try to add again. So now you can see that this is added before go to gym element. Now let's go back to our Visual Studio Code and create a new HTML file, insert before and after html.html. In this we will learn how you can use insert before method to insert element before and also after a particular node. The first thing is I will start by creating a select box which has a list of items. I will remove this name and give the ID as select node. The options consist of the list of items with their index key. And the next thing we need is a text field. For this I will start by creating a label. And I will name my text field as input hyphen text. Here we will be having two buttons. One is insert append before and append afterwards. The first button we will give on click event. The name of the method is append to node. The first element will be this, and the second one will be a enum append before. We will be using this within the function. Similarly, we will also create a second button to append after, and we will use the same function to append the element before and after. The difference is in this we will change the second parameter to append after. Now we will create a UL tag to display list of items we have created. I will use UL tag with ID my underscore list. Currently this will be empty. Now we will come to JavaScript. In JavaScript, the first thing I will do is I will store all my the frequently used elements within a variable of global scope. The variables we need are select node element, which is the select box. I have initially the first thing I have specified. The second is the input text. I will name it as input text element. This is the input field, and the select node is a select field. Now we need the list to be to which we have to display. For that I use my list element. This is the UL tag, which is initially empty. As we keep on adding new appending, the new elements start to add within that. So now we will create append to node function. The first thing is element, that will that in this in the current case the element is the button which triggers, and the second parameter is the append type. By default its value is append before. Now I will create a variable named new element and create a new element using document.create element method. I will specify the element what I need, that is li. For the new element I will add HTML using inner, I will add some text using inner text, and its value will be the same given as in input field. So now when user selects from the select box, that is a select node, we will get the index of that node, and then we will decide on whether we have to append the new element before or after it. For that I will create a variable selected node and specify a condition. If selected node element if that particular selected node is selected, then I will return its value, or else I will return 0. So here are some condition checking I am doing. I will also check as an additional validation whether the selected option of the select box is a number or not. It must be a number. If all is well, I will use parseInt method to return the index, or else I will return 0. Now I will check whether the user has requested to append before or after the element. For that I use append type variable and check whether it is equal to append before. If it is true, then I will use my list element and call insert before method. The first parameter I will be inserting is the new element followed by the selected node. I will pass the index of the node within the child element count. The same way I will do for append after. So when it is append after, which means that we have to append after a particular element. In this case, we have to increment the selected node value to +1. Now I will use the same method, my list element, and call insert before method. Here I will be passing the same parameters, but the difference is that the selected node uh, will be the value of the selected node is incremented by 1, so that it gets inserted after that particular specified element. I will also change by mistake I have done here. There is actually not count at children count element, it's actually children. Returns the HTML collection, and I will pass the selected node within the bracket, which is the index, and that index will return us the element. That is, in this case, it is a reference element. Now after this I will repopulate the selected node element with the new list items. I will specify the name as populate select nodes. I will define the function below. Here I will create a variable and give its value as children. The children's will be of my list element dot children, which returns the HTML collection of direct belonging children's under that HTML tag. I will also create a variable called content which holds the HTML content for the select box. Now I will use for loop. I will specify index I in children's, and under that I will do a conditioning checking. I will check whether the item is of type element node. So now I will add options. The value here in case will be the index, that is I, and the text to be displayed is the text I have added, that is the element dot inner text. We will get the text we have added. Finally, I will use selected node and use inner HTML property and add the newly created within the select node. I will copy its path and let's run. I will open my console. So now there are no elements. I will add 2. Click on append after. We have an error here. Selected node is not defined. There may be a naming problem. I will change the name to select node element. So yes, here it is. Okay. So now I will refresh it again. Now I will add 2 and click on append before. You can see that we have added. I will go to elements. Within the UL, you can see a new list of 2 is added. I will add 1 and select 2. Click on append before. You can see that the 1 is added before 2. Now I will add 3 and select 2 and click on append after. Now you can see the 3 is added after. You can see there is empty spaces in between. So let me debug that. I will go back to my code and so let me set a breakpoint. So looks everything correct here. Let me display that in console. Content. So I think I am missing something. Let me go back to my code. Yes, I have missed to add forward slash. Make sure that you don't forget this. So now I have refresh and do the same thing before. First I will add 3. I will remove the breakpoint. You have see the 3 is added. Now I will add 1 and click on append before. Now I will click on 2 and append afterwards. Now again I will use 2.5 and click on append before. You can see that 2.5 is added before 3. So this was a simple example how you can use a insert before and after HTML element using insert before method in JavaScript. If you do like my videos, kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.